empty. It's always empty. When they're doing their events, they're constantly just talking about celebrities and whatever. They never talk about the platform because there's nothing to talk about. It's old hardware, it's not sexy. They have no technology lead on any kind of field, whether it's software-wise, whether it's hardware-wise. It's going to be a huge struggle. And if Nokia is not going to pull it off until the third quarter, they're going to...
I mean, they don't have any volume now, but that's not a reason. Everyone that I've talked to that's used Windows Phone, not for the most part, not the bloggers and stuff, but people that actually purchase it, which are few and far between, I'll admit that. But they really liked it, and so they don't have it.
Even the bloggers liked it. The reviews were great everywhere. So why is no one buying it? I tell you why. I've been talking to a lot of telcos about this. Basically, an ordinary. Well, smartphones are getting sold over apps right now, and apps is getting associated with this fancy icon. But there are no icons on it. This boring tile thing and Metro that works on a tablet form factor, definitely. But it will never work on a smartphone form factor. And when I'm getting into this app overview, it comes up with a list mode like from DOS in '78. So what the fuck? Right? It's 2012. Now get it right. And then they have, I mean, don't underestimate your customers in these days, right? They're going to an offline shop. Offline shops are turning into showrooms, right, where you can touch things. And then they're educating themselves over the internet. And what they see is, oh, a single core processor, 5 megapixel camera, that's not wowing you, right? While all the other guys are talking already about quad core. So Windows Phone is not taking off at all. Maybe they can build up some momentum as soon as Windows 8 is coming onto the market, because they need somehow a little bit more of ecosystem infrastructure that you can connect it to. Xbox isn't enough.
Up until now, though, it's been Windows Phone, Windows Mobile. It's all been a huge joke. I think at least now they've proven they can make something that's worthwhile to some degree.
But it's not.
But I mean,
This is okay. One more thing. A Windows Phone is so super simple that it's appealing to former feature phone users. While they're switching over to a feature phone, I have my very first touch phone, and I'm actually accessing the internet for the very first time on my mobile device. For my mom and dad, that would be perfect. But now they are even competing against $50 smartphones with Android. You can buy a 1 GHz Cortex A8 smartphone in Shenzhen with Android for $35. Why should I buy a Nokia phone for $500? It just makes no sense.
Well, I think, the UI stuff is something that will progress. Android even has changed a lot. Ice cream sandwich is really, really different. But to some people, I mean, you could argue that Android now has gone away from the Google experience thing. It's so complicated for the average person to try and pick up a Galaxy Nexus and figure out how to use it. So, and that's something that, customization, you should be able to make it how you want, but Android was supposed to be something for everybody to be able to use, and now it's pretty complicated. So, I mean...
But they're selling 1,000 times more units than they did like 3 years ago.
That's
So
true.
it wasn't so unsuccessful, right?
Yeah, it wasn't, but they also started much similar. It was just the icons and that's about it.
With Ice Cream Sandwich, they're trying to have the merger of bringing this experience on each and every device. Of course, each and every OEM, like HTC with this Sense UI, and Samsung with this horrible touchless bullshit, right? They always want to try to differentiate themselves from their competitors. With Microsoft, you can't do it. Microsoft tells you, I think Nokia was allowed in a contract when they had this kind of merger, or at least software merger, to have at least a little bit of customization. But Microsoft is even telling each and every manufacturer, that's what you can do with your phone. You can't do, what is it? You can't even have an SD card slot on a Windows Phone. What's that? That's like 1995. Right? It's just, I don't know. I think technology-wise they're way behind. As soon as they're getting dual cores, each and every manufacturer has like 5 quad-core endpoints on it, and Apple will also have quad-core. So there's nothing with Windows Phone that creates excitement, where they can say, well, okay, they launched a Lumia 900, and they thought we will have a super phone just by making a bigger screen, 4.3 inch. Now it's about 4.5. Now it's super. They're going to struggle, and I'm pretty sure that by the end of the year, Nokia is in big doo-doo, and they're going for they have to sell the company, or at least the mobile part of Nokia. Just not. You know what the funny thing is? Actually, I even have a Nokia phone with me, but a real Nokia phone, which is.
What do you call a real Nokia phone these days?
It's this one. It's looks pretty much the same like the Lumia 800, but this is a Nokia 9 with Migo on it. That's a very only Migo device that's on the market. It's absolutely beautiful. It's sold out wherever they released it. They haven't released it to a lot of huge markets, but this is a really cool phone. And Nokia, in terms of design, they're still proving with each and every phone that they're building that they're one of the best product designers in the world. But they just have no specs. There's no hardware. There's no cool and fancy features at all. That's why I think Windows Phone has got them boring. Sorry about that. It won't take off, and I know that I'm right.
We'll see.
Someone needs to be right.
We'll have this conversation again at CES 2012 or 2013.
That's okay.
And we'll look back and see how it went.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.